Hello everyone, this is Illuminating Dots. This is the introduction to CBSE Class 10 Maths Chapter 4 Quadratic Equations. So we are starting with the new chapter from this video, and also this chapter is somewhat similar to the second chapter, that is the polynomials. So it's a very bit common, you can say, but still we will go one by one, every step by step. Now, before starting, if you find this content useful and enjoy learning maths using my skills and logic interesting, then please subscribe to my channel and do leave a like. Let's begin. So it's time for today's fun facts. First, it snows in Sahara Desert. Yeah, really, it snows in Sahara Desert. The first snowfall was recorded in 1972. Yeah, wait. It is raining at my place, and so there's the pitter patter of raindrops. So if you have some disturbance, then just keep with it for this video. From the next video I'll try that this sound also gets cancelled, so sorry for that. So the second fun fact: Sudan has the most pyramids in the world, not Egypt. Egypt has the biggest and the greatest pyramids, you can say that, but it's not the place where most pyramids are present. Sudan has the most pyramids. And third, it would take you around 18 months to walk the Great Wall of China because it's 5,000 miles or 8,046.72 kilometers long. So you can imagine how long that is. So let's just begin with the chapter now. A lot of time was done. Now, quadratic equations. So, quadratic equations are equations which have the degree of the variable as 2, or the degree of the variable is square, or 2, whatever you say. So, what I mean is that if equation is such as 4x square plus 2x plus 3 is equals to 0, then this is a quadratic equation. Why? Because it has a degree 2. So what's degree? Degree is the greatest power present in the equation. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation. Now there's a general form to writing a quadratic equation. So the general form is ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So this is the general form, you can say. Now all the quadratic equations follow this rule, like not directly but indirectly they have to follow this rule. So in this example also, here we have, okay, before that, a is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant, and is equals to 0 because this is an equation and not a polynomial, so that is why is equals to 0. Now what we have is, in this example, 4x square, that is 4 is the coefficient of x square, so 4 is equals to a, so 4 is a, 2x, 2 is the coefficient of x, so 2 is equals to b, and 3 is the constant, so 3 is equals to c. So here a, b and c, everything is present, and hence it is a quadratic equation. Now next thing, there are exceptions as well. What are the exceptions? If the value of b is equals to 0, then at that time b into x becomes 0 into x, that is 0. So simply writing, it will become as ax square plus c is equals to 0. Now, for solving methods and for the time when you have to solve the equations, you have to have the b, that is the coefficient of x along with it, because it's very important for that times. So for that, what we will write is ax square plus 0x, that is bx or 0x, whatever you say, is equals to 0. So since we knew b is equals to 0, I can write this. But if there is an example like, suppose the example is 3x square minus 9 is equals to 0. So for this type of question, you can also write as 3x square plus 0x minus 9 is equals to 0. So here 0x took place of bx, that is b is equals to 0 and x. So basically b 0 into x becomes 0, and you do not have to add or subtract there to write it. You don't have to write it to show it there, but since you need to show it for the application in the formulas in the next part of the exercises and all, you have the formulas to solve it. So at that time you should have the b of x also, bx also, not b of x, bx also. So that is why it is important. Now, okay, so this is done now. This was the exception. Now, yeah, also it's not compulsory that C will also be given. So C can also be 0, and you will be given as 3x square plus 6x is equals to 0. You do not have C, so you can write C as plus 0. But since C is not very important in the formulas, so you can keep that as an exception and just move ahead. It's not a big deal for that one. Now the exceptions are done. So how do we solve the quadratic equations? Now we have three methods of solving the quadratic equations. They are the factorization method, or the splitting the middle term method, the completing the square method, and the quadratic formula. So we have solved the equations using the factorization method in the second chapter, and it's the same thing in this second exercise also. In the first exercise it's a bit different, not, it's not at all hard, but it's different. So we won't be solving it for today. We will just, it's just an introduction video, so I won't be telling you anything about all that. I just wanted to explain you what are quadratic equations and how can we solve them. So the second exercise, we have to solve it using the factorization method, and it's very simple and you can easily solve it. So since I have started this new chapter, I will be solving the whole questions completely, but not every single question. I will just be seeing the exercise, and the ones which I feel are important ones, I will just be solving those type of questions. So suppose in the second exercise, in the first one, the third one and the fourth one are important, so I will do those two sums and one of the word problems if that is important. Otherwise the remaining questions I will just explain it to you how to solve it, and you can do it by yourself. I won't be helping you any further because it's like you should have your practice and you should put your brains in it, because if you, but if in the exam, if a question comes which you do not know how to answer, so at that time you should know how to use your brains and find the answer. So that is why I will be explaining to you how to solve it, but I won't be solving it for you. You have to solve it by yourself. Now this is it, I guess. So this is just an introduction to the chapter. I will start the chapters from the next video. And so okay, so I I am posting this video after 3 days because I was waiting for you all to solve the RD Sharma and get some doubts. I have received 2 or 3 emails about it and I have cleared the doubts and sent them back. But if you still have any doubts, you can just comment below or you can also mail me like they did. I have given my mail in the description. And yeah, solve your RD Sharma, the third chapter. It's very important from RD Sharma that you solve the word problems part also. But if you don't want to solve it, then it's just your choice. Yeah, I'm not like other teachers. I won't be forcing you to solve them. But yeah, I also know how it feels to solve RD Sharma. It's the worst book I have ever felt. But it's the best book for teachers and the worst book for the students. So, yeah, you have to solve them because teachers don't play by our rules, we play by their rules. So, that is why just keep solving RD Sharma and keep making. Also, I am making a Q&A video about myself. I have been asked a lot of questions on email and yeah, nobody ever comments below, so everybody is just emailing me. So I have received a few emails, a few questions about myself. So I will be making a video very soon about that. But yeah, that's a lot of time pass, I guess, but still, it's worth it. Thank you, guys. So, this video was completed. Now we will be seeing each other after few days. So, that's it. Thanks for watching. Also, good morning or good night. Bye.